Why do you look so sad? You look dead.
I don't know who Matthew the Evangelist is.
That sounds like a personal problem.
That is so rude. That's not a mercy core value.
How about we actually teach this poor soul about Matthew?
Hey, wait, who was this guy anyway?
You see, he was one of Jesus' disciples, and he was also a tax collector for the Roman government, as it says so in Matthew 9:9.
Cool.
Yeah, he wrote a lot about Jesus' genealogy and as well as his life and teachings on earth. Wait, so this is like a really long time ago, right?
Yeah, it was in biblical times. It's called the Bible for a reason.
Okay, wait, let me get this straight. There were like people back then that he taught, right?
You know there were like people back then, right?
Straight. He wrote to Jewish people. Jewish people are Christians? Are you serious? Okay, so like, I know this is a really long time ago, like biblical times ago, but like how long ago was it?
Around 50 to 60 AD, so it was a really long time ago.
Wow. Hey Becky, did you know Jesus was in Godspell? Are you kidding me?
Let's try this again. The major message of Matthew was God's promise and fulfillment of the new covenant. Yeah, God promises that he will bring salvation and that they will be fulfilled through the coming of Jesus, Sophia. Matthew wrote about the Sermon on the Mount and how the multitudes of people were being taught by Jesus. And so, he told them that the poor in spirit got into heaven and in the morning.
So only sad people get into heaven?
No, Sophia, it's called the Beatitudes.
What's that?
The Beatitudes, that means physical blessing.
Yeah, and he also wrote a bunch of parables about how to get into the kingdom of heaven.
Wait, I remember this parable from Sunday school. It's about the 10 virgins who went to go meet the bridegroom. 5 of them brought extra oil for their oil lamps, and 5 of them didn't. And the 5 that didn't, when they went to go back to get more oil, they weren't allowed in because the 5 that did bring extra oil already got accepted. And this shows us that God accepts the people who prepare their hearts before getting into heaven.
Wait, you actually know something about the book of Matthew?
Hey Skylar, this Matthew actually sounds pretty cool. Have any more cool stories to show me?
Well,
Hey, Soph, I just found this really cool story in the book of Matthew.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh, what are you doing here with my student?
I have just as much as the right to teach as you do, Becky.
Ladies, calm down. There's enough way to go around.
Out.
Come on, Becky.
Fine, I guess I could use the help anyway.
Alright, so what was this cool story you had to show me?
Oh yeah, it's the best part in the entire book of Matthew,
Which one?
where Matthew was called to be a disciple of Jesus.
Really?
Yeah, so Matthew was this tax collector, right, for the Roman government? And so he was despised because he took money from everybody, basically. Jesus came up to him one day, and all he said was, "Follow me." And Matthew didn't put up an argument, he just followed him.
Really?
If that were me, I would have gave him an argument.
Of course you would have.
So this guy was pretty cool based on all the stories you're telling me about him.
I guess talking to Satan is pretty cool, right?
He talked to Satan? When?
In the Bible?
Well, yeah, we're talking about the Bible, Becky.
Alright, so for 40 days and 40 nights, Jesus was fasting in the desert.
Wait, okay, so you're telling me that he survived 40 days and 40 nights in the hot desert without food or water?
He's the Son of God, so...
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Anyway, one day, the devil came up to him.
Ew, what did he want?
He wanted to tempt him into doing something bad.
Well, of course he did.
So, he took him to the highest point of the temple, and he told him, "Throw yourself off. Your angels will catch you." And he said, and I quote, "Do not put the Lord your God to the test." Unquote. Matthew 4:7.
Wow, I'm definitely gonna have to start memorizing some verses when I get home.
So another question. You know how we pray the Lord's Prayer? What's that all about?
Alright, so that is literally Jesus teaching us how to pray. This is an example on prayer. Appreciation. We always must appreciate God whenever we pray. Confession. We must always confess our sins whenever we pray. Thanksgiving is we always give thanks to God when we pray. And then supplication is literally every single prayer request you make to God.
Hold up, that's a lot to remember.
If you can remember all those tap steps in the musical, you could definitely remember this.
I guess you're right.
Of course I am.
Hey Becky, I actually remember this really cool story from the Gospel of Matthew.
Wait, you actually know something?
Yes, Becky, of course I know something. It's about when Jesus walked on water. So, the disciples were on a boat, but Jesus stayed behind to talk to the people. And once they were out really far in the lake, he walked to the disciples on the boat, on the water. They were so happy to see them, and at first they actually thought he was a ghost. But Peter knew that it was the Lord, so he walked out to him. And when Peter kept his gaze, he was on the water, but when he took his gaze off, he sank. And this shows us that we must focus on God if we ever want to reach him.
Oh my gosh, Becky, look at this really cool story.
Wow, I don't think I've ever heard of this one.
I know, Jesus had his last supper with his disciples.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was this interesting.
I know, this is when the first communion ever happened. Jesus gave his disciples bread to represent his body and wine to represent his blood, and that's how we get communion from today.
Wow, you know more about Matthew than I do.
I guess I do.
It looks like we're finally in it to win it.